Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jordan Rash, Forterra's Pierce County Conservation Director.
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jordan Rash, and I'm a comic book hero. This is my disguise, so that's me. And this is, you can see this strip in the latest issue of Forterra's Ampersand magazine. This is our party favor to you. You'll get copies of this on your way out. I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of a sneak peek of the comic because if you get up this early, you deserve that sneak peek. The scene is the Puyallup River Valley. Two brothers named Dave and Ivan Matlock grow strawberries. Their father started the farm with just 10 acres. Eventually grows to the size of 116 football fields. Becomes a major operation. 1 million pounds of berries growing on the farm every year. Back when they were youngsters, Lieutenant Governor Brad Owen, Tacoma Mayor and Forterra Board Member Marilyn Strickland, and Puyallup City Manager Kevin Yamamoto worked here. This is a place where thousands of kids found summer jobs. Dave and Ivan spent decades farming here. And then one day, the brothers decided to retire. So they put up their land for sale. And this is a gorgeous piece of property. If you know the area, you know what's really special about this place. It's got spectacular views of Mount Rainier. It sits right on top of the Puyallup River and has some of the best soils you'll find anywhere in the country. So when the farm goes up for sale, interested buyers start arriving. Except no one's the right buyer. And after 20 years, the Matlock brothers are still waiting for the right deal to come along. That's when I show up. So it's my job to keep this land in farming forever and get the Matlocks a fair deal. It's not easy because people want to build on it with that view. So here's what we do. We find some partners and we raise enough to buy the place for a price that the Matlocks think is fair. It's maybe a little less than what a developer might pay, but Dave and Ivan love this place so much they want to stay as a farm. And of course, so do we. So we start by putting something called a conservation easement on top of the property, and now it will stay as farmland forever. Doing that drops the land's value back down to what another farmer can afford. Chapter 2, I want to introduce you to this family. These are the Sidhus. They had been farming for generations in Punjab in their native India. Looking for a greater opportunity for himself and his family, the patriarch travels from India to Bulgaria, to Lebanon, and all over the world before finally settling in Los Angeles in the 1980s. No place feels right until he comes up here for a visit. And something happens to him that we can all relate to. Falls in love with the beauty of this place. Chet Sidhu eventually puts down roots here and opens a gas station in Tacoma. He also buys some property. It's not much to look at, actually. It's overgrown with blackberries and choked with weeds. And Chet doesn't think much of the property and doesn't think it's all that special until one day his kids go out and pick some of those blackberries and they take them to the farmer's market. Where people loved the berries. They couldn't get enough of them. Then the Sidhu family realizes, hey, we could become farmers again. And that's just what they do. Their son grows up, heads off to the University of Washington, where he studies computer science. But ultimately, decides he wants to be a farmer alongside his family. So he comes home. Life goes on. The Sidhu family is happy farming, and their customers are happy eating Sidhu berries. The business thrives. They lease some more land to farm, and everything is going great. Until one day, the person who's been leasing them the land decides to sell it. And the Sidhues must watch as all their blackberries, strawberries, and raspberries get paved over. Their dream gets paved over. They decide right then and there, we need to own our own land so this never happens to us again. But they're farmers. They can't actually afford to buy a great farm. Or can they? Well, you know what happens next. It's Forterra's job. It's my job to bring people and places together. We bring the Sidhues together with the Matlock brothers and show them the spread. And short story, the Sidhues are now the proud new owners, the new stewards of Matlock Farm. That's something that, yeah, I know, right? And that's something that all of us should be proud of. It really is quite the feat. And it's the biggest farmland project completed in Pierce County's history. I always think of this story whenever I drive down Highway 162 and look out at the Puyallup River Valley. And I hope that you remember this story whenever you're in the area as well. Or if you're in Seattle on a summer Tuesday, head to the farmer's market outside of City Hall. You can actually buy organic Sidhu berries grown in the Puyallup Valley right there. Thank you. And now I want to introduce you to my friend and colleague. There he is, Mr. Gene Duvernoy.